And these are some principles of health I'd like to share with you. The first principle is respect your body. Listen to the body signals. The body doesn't have words, but a language of symptoms. It's up to us to pay attention. Sometimes body and mind talk to each other like this. Hey Mary, slow down. I'm having chest pain. And the mind, stop worrying. It's not coming from the heart. It's coming from the stomach. So listen to the body signals, especially listen to your heart. Exercise, live in action. Include exercise in your daily activities. And I don't mean going to the club once a week and using the escalator. Some people say that they don't like to exercise, they don't have time and so forth. But walking is an excellent exercise. In fact, there is a proverb which says, do not worry about walking slowly, worry about not stopping. And of course, nourish with healthy food, but not too much. I remember a patient who said, I decided to respect my body. Take time to relax. Relaxation is not a luxury. It is a necessity. When you relax, you replenish your mind and body with vital energy necessary to continue your daily work and to enjoy life. So find throughout the day moments of peace and especially moments of enjoyment. They say that a smile is a curve that sets everything straight. I didn't realize that you could swim with the dolphins, but it was possible. Very enjoyable. What they do, they lift you up. So, smile increases your face value. Some people relax with humor, and I know the story of 3 physicians who go to heaven. The first is interviewed by St. Peter and he says, you know, I've been a surgeon and I saved many lives. Heaven. The second, I'm an HMO. The second says, I'm a family practitioner and I too saved many lives. Heaven. The third one says, I'm an HMO director and I saved so much money in my life. St. Peter says, well, come to heaven, you stay in heaven for 3 days and then you go to hell. The third principle of health is self-acceptance. Accept yourself just the way you are. Many of us have part of ourselves we consider unlovable and unacceptable. But self-acceptance has to be total. And with the innocence of a child, accept yourself completely. And don't try to change other people. I remember a patient who was brought to the hospital in cardiac arrest. I worked on him. When he came back, he looked at me and he said, I wanted to die. And I said, I didn't know that. Widen the sense of your self-perception. We tend to identify ourselves with our work. It's a big mistake because you are not only your work. If a day at the hospital is well, then all day is saved. But if something goes wrong, the whole day is spoiled. We don't have too many days to waste. Vitamin R deficiency is a problem. Vitamin R stands for recognition, acknowledgement. How often have you got a standing ovation at work? It doesn't happen. Well, remember that the most important acknowledgement is self-acknowledgement. So say to yourself meaningfully, I accept, I respect, and I appreciate myself. You are a team. So on behalf of all your patients, I acknowledge you and I invite you to thank yourselves. That's good. Thank you. And I also like to thank Mrs. Schulz for organizing the event. And of course, all the voluntary people, the voluntary have to be acknowledged, the pet therapy, anybody, and the technicians of the sound. The fourth principle of health is to share your deepest feelings. How often do we share our feelings? How often we feel lonely and depressed? When asked, how are you today, we smile and say, fine. The greatest gift you can give to another person is to allow that person to know you. Then you can achieve what we call intimacy. Intimacy stands for in, to me, see. Create life goals. What mission are you on? Focus on what you like to do. Make plans and take action. Invest your life with meaning. The sixth principle of health is to love yourself and others. And love yourself now. Do not wait to be perfect. We all need to love and to be loved. And love is the greatest healing power in the universe. Often the pathway to love is through forgiveness. And by forgiveness I mean letting go of the idea that you can change the past. It's gone forever. When we are unforgiving, we carry with you an extra weight which becomes heavier and heavier. As you forgive and let go, you regain the freedom to be. I'd like to share with you an experience of love I had years ago when I was told that my father was sick. I flew immediately back to Italy, and he was in the hospital. He was joyful to see me. He asked me, Bruno, are you happy in the States? I said, yes. I said, that's all I want to know. I gave my blood for transfusion. I spent 10 days with him. Then I flew back to Chicago. But 10 days later, a second phone call came. My father had died. I was told that as he was dying, he was calling for me, Bruno, Bruno, America. And my brother replied, here is Bruno, and put his hand under my father's hand. So he died peacefully, and I shall always be grateful. The last principle of health is to nourish your spiritual self. The spirit is what animates your life. The spirit is a part of yourself that seeks self-expression and fulfillment of your deepest values. Ultimately, the spirit seeks union to God and to all through love. When you enter the spiritual domain, you are able to look at yourself and others from the highest point of view. You can contemplate the spiritual garden of your mind and see what values you are cultivating. Most of all, you realize that as a spirit, you are perfect and ageless. I like to summarize these principles with a poem entitled The Eyes of Your Heart. When you see through the eyes of your heart, you see only beauty and perfection around you. When you see through the eyes of your heart, people become you. When you see through the eyes of your heart, you accept yourself, all of yourself, and discover the purpose of life, to become all that you are. Then, only then, you are free. You are pure love. When you see through the eyes of your heart. You've been a wonderful audience. I hope that these ideas may bloom in your mind. And I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.